Guys, welcome and welcome back. Hope all is well with you guys. Now, today, this came through as almost like a slight warning, definitely with some conviction, and that was basically to get out of the way, and that's to keep your energy out of the way. Now, I know we hear all the time, sending love and light. This is really going to be like for mostly for people who deal with karmics, whether that be in relationships, friends, family, anyone, or with any type of betrayals. We always hear that send people love and light. And it's the messages within this that popped out, and it's basically kind of coming up as a warning, and it's probably because of the energy that we're in and going into, because it's going to keep intensifying. Now, for thousands of years, they've always had things into place where in kind of in a slick way, it was kind of, you think you're doing good, but in a way it's kind of could potentially hinder you in a way, and that's sending your energy to someone who is just karmic and is choosing to remain in that energy. Because right now I do have people that are refusing to heal. They've refused it. It's free will, but there is you know consequences to that. Kali Yuga is over. Things are about to be real different, especially with this eclipse that we have coming up on April 8th. Now, you can't change a person. Change has to come from within. And a person can only love you as deeply as they love themselves. When people are out doing these karmic things, that's an unhealed person. And we always been told to send them love and light. However, you're sending them energy that they cannot integrate because they don't have love from themselves. They can't integrate the energy that you're sending them, and you can't change them. That has to come from within. And this is something that, because I stopped doing that long time ago, I basically had to learn the hard way, because I realized that the people who were betraying me, and at the time it wasn't, I didn't even know it was bad as it was, but I did notice that every time that I would do that, send the love and light, the attack after that would always be a lot worse. And I'm like, after a while, I'm like, wait a minute, I'm noticing the pattern. And I just noticed a net just popped up out of nowhere. Know what that is? But I would notice that pattern. So that's when I went inward, because if you direct those questions inward, you're going to get an answer, especially with daydreaming. That's why it's real good, even if it's only 5 minutes, because you're real receptive. It's easier for you to get messages in that way. And that's what it was. My energy was being used against me. And also, what you are doing is you're basically cloaking them in your energy. They can't integrate what you're doing. If they um, practice magic, they can definitely use that energy against you. But when you're just constantly sending people love and light that have chosen to remain unhealed and to remain others, what you're doing is cloaking them in your energy. And the energy harvesting is real desperate out here with that right now, big time, especially with the sacrifice attempts. And this track is, they're desperate, but you are cloaking them with your energy. So if something comes back to them, if you constantly sending karmics love and light, it's possible that when something comes back to them, you're going to get backlash from it too, because they're coded in your energy. Basically, I don't know why I said coated like they're a piece of chicken, but that's what it is. And you're being asked to. I mean, nothing's wrong with wishing people well, but at the time we're going into right now, this is not the time to cloak karmics in your energy. Backlashes are coming. This eclipse is going to be a strong one. This one's going to be a little different. You are not going to want your energy on a karmic. Now, the separation is already taking place. The people who are unhealed, like I said, the old cycle, that's already done. A lot of backlash is started, but that's not even the full beginning of what's about to come back on these people. So you are being urged, pull your energy back. Call your energy back, call your power back, call your magic back. I will probably do that every day because this harvesting some is getting desperate out here. It's getting real desperate out here. And not only that, here's another thing with this. For the longest, people that choose to hurt others from unhealed wounds, they're always send them light and love, you almost like this, almost like absolving them from and saying basically like they're not responsible. Over time, that in itself is like a subconscious program because you have after it happened generation after generation after generation. Because I've noticed that if you think back from the last 15, and this was intentional, they knew what they were doing with the timing because they knew that that would have everybody's frequency low when this separation was going to take place. But that just subconsciously programs people to not heal, to think that it's okay and it's normal to project your pain onto other people. Like 15, 20 years ago, that's when I noticed it started getting worse. But when that energy first started shifting, like from 2020 till now, it's the difference is there. You can see the difference if you think about it. It's like this, it's been normalized. It's just like, oh, where they've been hurt people, and they normalized it so much, and the person that's hurt, you're just automatically expected to be the bigger person, but no grace or no blessings, no love and light is ever given to the people who were actually hurt. It's always given to the people who choose not to heal and hurt others. Everything is a choice. You control the mind doesn't control you. Like they say with a idle mind is the devil's workshop. If the person isn't taking control of their own mind, something else is going to do it for them. So this constant babying, pandering, what that has done is made, because even now you could tell it's a difference with the younger teenagers now than it was 20 years ago, 15 years ago. Big difference. That's because it's just been so normalized, and that was done intentionally to have them at a lower frequency. Right now is all about how many people they could pull down with them. That's all it is right now. Because it's not going to be any destiny swap. If when that flash happens, if your frequency isn't 500 or above, if you're not operating from your heart space, you are not getting a new start because you're going to be too dense to even go. You can't exist on a planet if you can't even match its frequency. So that's not going to happen. So please, you could wish people well, but that has been coming through really loud about sending cloaking people, cloaking karmics who have chose not to heal at this time. It is not wise because that can come back on you. And it's going to be some weird things. Well, it's already started. But I know I had probably about a year ago, I did a video about another really, really bad flood that was going to happen in Louisiana. I'm seeing that at first it used to be every here and there, like maybe once every 6 months or a year for the past few years, but now I'm seeing that more, which means that is closer. So it's going to be happening in a lot of places, but I know if you're in Louisiana, make sure you keep your frequency up because, like the little path way I saw, it was like Baton Rouge Central going up into Baker, Zachary, um, East Feliciana, possibly into Mississippi. I'm not sure how, but it was like I just saw that pathway. And I know along that pathway is some places where voodoo is heavily abused, heavily abused. But that's a little pathway. But it did look like it was the concentration. It looked like it was more in Baton Rouge and went up toward Mississippi. Not sure if it crossed in to Mississippi or not. But something else that's weird that I keep seeing now, and this happened like the last few days, but it happened several times, is I don't know what's going on or what's coming, but I keep seeing like power, something going on with power lines, like where I just saw like a lot of utility lines in residential areas just sparking almost like they were catching fire and smoking real bad. And one of them, it was raining, but the second one I couldn't tell because it was just so much smoke and sparks and stuff. It's just something weird with the power lines. And I heard live wires. So if you stay like around above ground, just be real careful. That's weird. That feels like it's a lot closer than the flood, but I know things are kind of about to flip on its head. We're actually into the point where I would say, um, don't let things, essential things, get low because at this point, you don't know what gonna pop off when. Not to be, if you're doing the work, you're living from your heart space, you're fine. But things are about to get crazy, but you really guard your energy. Guard your energy. Guard your energy. Call it back every day. They're really trying, you know. I cough. I know it's not that innocent because I always burn innocent. Every time I do a video, I start coughing. But then again, they spy and eavesdrop. But anywho, so I think that's all I have for this one. But that is kind of a warning. I know we always, want to do the right thing with the energy, but now is not the time. Especially, like I said, with the that separation process has already started. You want to make sure nothing comes back on you because some stuff is about to come back on people that are used to doing a little thing and what they thought was getting away with it. Well, that has come back around and it's not going to be cute. And you don't want your energy cloaking them. So, guys, take care, like, share, and subscribe, and I'll see you on the next. This thing don't never want to stop after I sit down.